Hey guys, got my coffee, I got my vape. Let's talk a little. So today, I have absolutely no topic to talk about. I actually usually give quite a bit of thought into what I'm going to be talking about. So let's just take a sip and see if I can get the old brain going. Oh, that's good today. It's a little bit chilly. It's overcast. I'm using my new GoPro, and I'm really excited about this GoPro. So like I said, I have absolutely nothing to talk about. I was a couple of days ago, I really had some deep thoughts about a couple of subjects, but it was raining and, you know, just trying to get things back in the swing. So I was talking to my lovely wife, Myrna, about trying to get an idea in my head, get some inspiration. And she said, why don't you just talk about trying to get back into the flow of things? So that's what I'm going to talk about, and kind of go off the cuff, as they say. So, but I'm going to have more coffee. So yeah, as you know, if you're following me, you know that we got back from a 2-week vacation. It was just amazing, up in the mountains for an entire week, doing mostly nothing but just sitting on the front porch and listening to the quiet and the peace and the birds and the breeze, and just was very therapeutic. Had a lot of irons in the fire. Actually have more irons in the fire now, but I had a lot of irons in the fire before we left. And I kind of like to think of it, in the past, actually, I've thought of it as juggling chainsaws. You get juggling those chainsaws, and then when you take a break, because you really need to, because that's kind of stressful, if you can imagine. You take a break and you come back, and all of a sudden it's like somebody's throwing you those chainsaws again, because, you know, life doesn't stop because you take a break. Matter of fact, it generally changes in one direction or the other, which means when you get back, you've got to make up for one or the other. So so that's pretty much what I've been doing. Luckily, I did have a lot of footage from our sourcing on the trip. We, like a lot of resellers, we like to source. It pays for the trip, but also, you know, that's what I do for fun. So why wouldn't I do it on my vacation? So we actually schedule some time to do some yard selling, some estate selling, some thrift stores, some antique shops. We haven't done any auctions yet, but we'll probably do that in the future. So I got back, had all that footage, but it still took some time to edit all that stuff down. And if you've been following our vacation jaunt, thank you for following along. I hope you didn't get bored with it. And I do have some more footage that I've gotten since we've been back, so that kind of helps. But also with trying to get the fourth quarter is well in play, and trying to get some sales up and all the stuff that all of you guys are dealing with this time of year. Also, we're planning the Nashville Resellers Gathering, which is it's nothing on the plate, but I'm really excited about it. Got the hotels going, got people getting reservations, and now I just got to figure out where we're going to eat Friday night, because I wanted everybody to kind of get together. It's really casual. There's really not any meetings or anything like that. We're probably going to gather around the hotel in the morning, and everybody figure out which direction they want to go in, and exchange numbers with people they want to exchange numbers with. Scott and I will be sharing our location, I believe, on Facebook. So if you want to find us wherever we're at, which is probably going to be the flea market right off, you can find us and just meet up with us. But it's going to be real casual, no plans. But I did want to kind of get everybody together, and so Friday night, I was looking for a restaurant, and I gotta say, I've planned events before, and it's a lot easier for structured paid events to make plans, because these companies, really, the hotels, the restaurants, they actually, that's what they're structured for. They're not structured for making reservations for 50 people to walk in their front door on a Friday night and try to feed them all. So so anyway, we'll probably do a buffet. I think that'd probably be the best. So put in the comments if buffet sounds good, and if you like Chinese buffet. I'm thinking there's some Southern comfort food places around here, and that's probably what I'll be going with. But anyway, I'll be doing that today. So that's a lot of fun, getting really excited about seeing everybody. Saturday night, we're going to do the Lower Broadway crawl. If you've ever been to Nashville, Lower Broadway has all those honky-tonks you hear about, Tootsie's, Legends, Layla's, all of those, the stage. And they have some more other clubs. You've got numbered streets that come off of Broadway, and down 2nd Avenue you've got some, they don't call them discotheques anymore, but the dance clubs and pool halls. And there's a really cool Irish pub, if it's still there, a little small place. The Wild Horses down there. They have some other clubs, and there's some restaurants down there. I know what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be eating at Jack's Barbecue. That's the best barbecue around here, and I am a barbecue snob. The only one better is a chain, and I'm not going to mention them. I really, really like them, but they're a chain. We're going to go to Jack's. And Myrna is going to be playing at, I think she said Tootsie's that night. She's going to be playing from 6 to 10. So we'll get to see my lovely, talented wife up there shredding that fiddle, and it's going to be a treat. The kids are welcome until, I think, 10 o'clock in all the clubs, as long as they're accompanied by adults. So if you're bringing kids along, plan on coming out there. It's an experience. You don't want to come to Nashville without going to Lower Broad. So anyway, had that. Took on another thing on the plate, like I didn't have enough to do. When I was up, when we were up vacationing up in the mountains, there is a couple that own a lodge there that Bobby, my mother-in-law Bobby, has done a little bit of work for, so she can get some gas money and everything for her trips. But they're just really, really nice people. They've just kind of adopted Myrna and I as part of the family. Well, they are selling. It's an 18-year, well-established turnkey business. They've got the lodge. They've got a bunch of cabins that they rent out. They've got some campsites that they rent out. There's a number of other things. They have a small little restaurant, a little cafe, and they also have a gift shop. They do fish license and hunting licenses and stuff like that. So it's 18 years established company, and they are with a well-established customer base, and they're wanting to sell. They're wanting to relax a little bit. It's a lot of work up there in the mountains, especially when you're away from way away from civilization, and but they do a great job. But anyway, I was talking to them, and they asked me to do their marketing for them, so they can just minor stuff, just getting online and putting ads in on some of the websites and in some of the magazines, like Entrepreneur Magazine and things like that. So they are selling a lodge, but they're selling a business, and it's a great price on it. It's a lot lower than you would expect for a turnkey, well-established business, 18-year-old business. But anyway, so I took that on, and hopefully be able to get that done in the next couple of weeks, and help them get some clients in there so that they can get that sold. So what else has been going on? Of course, I had to hit some estate sales. We had 226 yard sales this past week in this area. It's crazy. You know how many I went to? I went to none. Because as I said, Bobby she likes to do a little bit of working while she's retired, just stuff that she enjoys, so she can make a little bit of travel money and things like that. And so, past couple of years, we've been she's been talking about loving to do help the estate sale companies, maybe getting in there. She loves getting in and picking and just rummaging through all the stuff. And so she figured there'd be a way for her to have fun and make a little bit of money and be around great people. So that's what we were doing on Saturday, was going around to a couple of the estate sale companies that I'm friends with, and let them know that she's in town and she's available to work. And she actually, one of them said, "Awesome, we need somebody and we're excited to have you." And so she's excited. I think she already started yesterday on that. So anyway, I need some more coffee. Let's take a sip. So is there a lesson in all this? Yeah, I think there's a couple lessons for me. One of my big challenges is I'm used to most of my life my dad was a workaholic, and I tend to be that too. I put a lot of stuff on my plate, always. Now that, since I've gained a few health challenges and stuff like that, I've got to kind of pick and choose what I do when I can. And so coming back for me is pacing it. Big thing is being patient with myself. I tend to be my biggest critic. I don't need other critics, although I do appreciate criticism, because I work hard. I am hard on myself. That's what I was trying to say. So being patient, but not being too easy on myself, because it's really easy when you're coming back, you're used to being relaxed, saying, you know what, I don't feel like doing that, or I don't really want to do that, or you know what, cookie jam. Yeah, there you go. Oh, YouTube. Scott's got a new video. Scott's on a live chat 24/7. So anyway, there's a lot of rabbit holes and a lot of distractions. So I've got to avoid those. I love lists. I don't like making lists, and I have a hard time following lists. But you know what? If I do make a list of things to do for each day and schedule, I'm a lot more productive, and I'm able to get a lot more things done. And I find there are points where if I am going, things in motion tend to stay in motion, things at rest tend to stay at rest. If I'm in motion, when things kind of kick in with all this stuff right here, I tend to be able to push through a lot better and go a lot further and get a lot more accomplished. If I'm not in motion with all that stuff happens, it's very difficult for me to get in motion. So yeah, that's those are the biggest challenges, is just getting productive, not wasting time, just all the things we always deal with. All of my biggest challenges, procrastination, all that kind of stuff. But all the things I was used to before I went on vacation, I had I had habits formed. I've got to reform those habits, which is a lot easier if I do it now. And matter of fact, one of the habits that I actually formed again was smoking while I was gone, because I was on vacation, and who cares? But now I've got to get back to stopping smoking and vaping, which gets harder and harder each time. But I don't have an addictive personality, so I always said that I was never a smoker. I was a quitter, because I quit more than I smoked. So I should be able to kick in again with this vape. It's really handy to have. I can carry it around with me all the time. I can keep it in my hand when I'm doing stuff, keep it in my pocket. So every time I think about smoking, I grab this thing, and I'm using it a lot, and I need to be able to use it a lot. It also helps me with my snacking, because it's got a little bit of flavor to it. So when I get a sweet tooth, I can do the vape. So I do need to break that habit, and I will as I cough. So anyway, I guess that's enough rambling for today. Next week I'll actually have a subject. I'll actually put some thought into it. But you know what? It's nice every once in a while just kind of relax and just chat. I wish you guys could chat with me. That's something I need to do, is start doing some live chats. Just haven't gotten around to it. But I enjoy getting on other people's live chats, and I love getting on people's live chats. So so we'll see what happens with that. So one more drink. So that's it. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe, hit the ringy dingy thing so that you get notified every time I make a video. And as always, no matter what tune that life plays you, always find your groove. Thanks for hanging out with me again. Come back and see me with some coffee.